I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the challenge that he's about to to be a part of. Obviously being the head coach of the Lakers is a big deal. So for him to be able to get that job, I'm excited to see him get to work and go out and try to do a great job.
What was, JJ like when he came in as a teammate? Is it something that you saw in him? Everybody's saying, oh, he knows basketball. He's basketball IQ smart. Was there something you saw in JJ back then that thought this guy is going to be a coach someday?
Well, I don't know if anyone really thinks about being a coach because, once you kind of see the hours and that they put into it, it's something that might want to be like, this is not for me. But I mean, you could tell, by his, basketball IQ. I mean, his basketball IQ was always high and is also needed for, a guy like JJ who wasn't the greatest athletically, but for him to be able to still find ways to get his shot off, create his own shot, get easy baskets, be in the right place. Take someone that's incredibly smart and understands the game of basketball at a very, very high level. And hence the reason he's, Duke's leading scorer. That's just not by accident. We don't play, cupcakes. ACC back then was really, really tough. So, I think it's just a credit to him continuing to learn and then him finding his own niche in the NBA. It kind of took a couple years and he figured it out and he was smart enough to kind of figure out how he could be effective and was able to have a long NBA career with that as well.
As you're, describing JJ, you could say that a lot of the similar things about the coach that you both learned from. Is
Mhm.
there, what have all of you guys take from learning under Coach Krzyzewski?
One, just always being prepared. I mean, I think that's one of his biggest qualities that, when I was at Duke and, we were at Duke, felt like every game we were prepared. We kind of knew what was coming at us. We practiced everything, so it wasn't anything new. We were just always prepared and we saw how they prepared as a coaching staff. And, that's something we could take in in our everyday lives. So, I think that's something that I'm could bet on that JJ will be prepared. This is something that just he wasn't thinking of that just jumped out of him. I think over the last throughout this whole process, he was already preparing for what schemes he wants to do, who he wants to bring in as a staff, how he wants to run his team. So I feel like the preparation part, he's going to have that nailed down.
A lot of critics will say, "Oh, no experience, no coaching experience." Do you think when and I think he's rounding out, he's trying to hire a staff now that he needs some guys around him who might have more coaching experience at whether NBA or even the college level.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who he puts on there, but I'm sure he's not doing it alone. That's another thing that we learned at Duke is that if you have help, ask for help. Ask people that have done it. I'm pretty sure he may be getting some type of guidance from Coach K, who's saying, "Hey, make sure your staff is X, Y, and Z as far as that fits your personality, basically." And I think that's kind of what he's going to do. It's a lot different seeing it as a player, seeing it as a commentator, but to actually be on the sideline, under the fire, under the gun, is a lot different and it's going to take an adjustment period for anybody. But having a strong staff helps you out in that. It helps you make, decisions quicker. It helps you prepare for those situations. And I think his staff will be very good and helpful in his transition.
Do you think he at least has to ask the question to Coach K? Is that even a conversation to have if he'd want to come help him out and perhaps sit on his bench in year one?
Oh, Coach not going nowhere. Coach is enjoying life. He's enjoying being, with his grandkids and seeing, them grow up. So, Coach is just going to be there, to answer any questions if JJ reaches out. I mean, that's Coach's that feels like he's done what he needs for us to be successful in life, and he's just there as, someone to give us guidance. He's not going to tell us how to do it or what we should do. He understands that we all have different personalities and that it should be done our way. And I think he's just going to be there to answer any questions JJ has.
Not only a Duke teammate, but now connected with the Lakers, and we see the jersey over your shoulder. playing in LA, playing with Kobe. Now JJ's coming in, and he all likelihood is going to have LeBron on his roster. How about the similarities of that? What it's like being around, you know, a superstar, one of the greatest of all time, for one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Yeah, I mean one is an amazing blessing and honor to be a part of it. But I mean, I think, you're gonna continue to learn and grow and understand you have to uh, you know, increase your level, right? Because, those guys are gonna sniff out bullshit and things like that. So if you're not on top of your game, if you're not prepared, if you're not challenging them, they're just gonna walk all over you. So I think it's very important for JJ to be able to communicate at an effective level and make sure that they know that he knows what he's talking about, and he believes in what he's talking about, and then those guys will follow. And I think his relationship with LeBron is going to be very important, because if those two are obviously not on the same page, it can be bad for him. So but again, I think he knows how to communicate well. I think being in TV also helped that, although he was already a really good communicator. But he has to really make sure that he's prepared all the time, has the answer pretty much for everything, and go in there with some conviction that, hey, this is my thing. I'm confident in it, and I'm going to get you guys to believe in it, and we're going to execute it and work it out.